Hello everyone, and welcome back to 99, Episode 3. In the last episode, we officially joined Rig Veda, and also went into full dumbass mode, making a complete and utter fool of ourselves in order to win over Takamine and Ghost, kind of. I don't think she really bought it, but when we got attacked by Yuki, she kind of came around a little. We'll see how long that lasts. Before we get started, a little bit of housekeeping. Due to some scheduling conflicts this week, Siren Prince will not be joining me for this episode or Friday's episode. So I am putting heavy emphasis on this, so if you skip this part, you will not know what I am talking about. I am temporarily turning on Kakeru's voice, since it is just me. Once Siren Prince is back, I'm turning it back off. Alright? Alright. We buy hamburgers from the station on our way back, then head to my place. I'm home.
どうぞ入ってください。
And Sora's there. Damn it.
お邪魔します。
適当に座ってください。
We have the bed, and we have the floor. But you're welcome to sit anywhere on the floor.
はい。
It's not an urgent thing. You can pick wherever you want. Trembling, Senpai sits down next to the table. Right after Commander and Ghost left, Senpai switched back to her original personality.
すみません。
And she was mortified. She let go of me pretty quickly, too. From that point on, she kept her distance. She was a nervous wreck the whole time we were walking to the fast food place, and didn't relax on the way home. If she had been in her Empress persona, I probably could have held a conversation for more than a few seconds. But Senpai's nervousness was infectious, and I felt too awkward to say anything. It's been a little over a year since I started going to Hakusen Academy. For the most part of my school life has been pretty uneventful, but suddenly I've been spending a lot of time alone with girls. Just this past week, I've had Kujo, Sora, and now Kosaka senpai come over to my place. I feel like listing Sora there is a little bit of an odd situation considering she is your sister, and I feel like you shouldn't count that, considering that we're done with episode 2 and those events never happened. Wink wink. Actually, I guess Sora doesn't count as a girl, so I'll strike her off the list. I could have said nothing. Anyway, the point is, this is way too much excitement for a virgin like me.
夕食にはちょっと早いですけど、温かいうちに食べましょうか。
はい。そうですね。
I sit down across from Senpai and start taking out our hamburgers and potato chips and drinks out of the bag. My mind's still in a daze. First, I spent all afternoon terrified that my cover would get blown. And now I've got a girl in my room. That's a fun day. I need to be careful not to do anything that makes Senpai uncomfortable.
じゃあ、そうだ。
If it makes you feel better, I can eat in the kitchen?
食べる前にちょっと電話いいですか？
はい。どうぞ。
先に食べててください。
いえ、待ってます。
すみません。すぐ終わると思うんで。
3 hours later. I take my phone out of my pocket and hit the call button. The dial tone lasts for only a few seconds before she picks up. Who is she?
無事潜入できたよね。
Oh, so she was in on it. Okay, wow. She's a good actress.
ありがとう。本当に助かった。
I really thought that she was just going to go tear into him in the last episode, but no, she was in on the whole thing. Cool. A not very angry Yuki is on the other end of the line. Of course, I wasn't expecting her to actually be angry, considering we worked together to concoct this little charade ahead of time. The idea was that if things went south, she'd jump in to save my hide. And if things looked like they were going well, she'd show up to call me a traitor and rough me up a little to make the deception more convincing. That way, if I fucked up, I wouldn't get killed. And if I succeeded, Rig Veda would firmly believe I'd betrayed my friends. At first, I was worried I was laying it on too thick. and Yuki herself wasn't too keen on playing the part. But in the end, it worked out in our favor. Honestly, if I was really trying to be careful, I should have asked Kujo and Sora to hide somewhere nearby too. But that would have made everything I said during that entire exchange incredibly awkward. I still feel like it would be with Yuki listening in. I hope she doesn't relay what we were talking about back to Kujo and Sora. Seeing as Sora's stealth abilities don't work on Ghost, it would have been risky to bring too many people as backup. However, Yuki showed up out of the blue last time too, so I figured she wouldn't arouse suspicion even if Ghost or Commander noticed she was there too early. And as expected, she performed her role perfectly.
勇気のおかげでなんとかなった。ほんと、ありがとな。
一つ、釘を刺しておく。
If you actually betray me, I will find you, and I will kill you.
私の言動に嘘はない。
Yep.
ああ。
分かっていないよね。私は本気であなたを罰するつもりだということ。
Can you wait until episode 4?
え？なんで？
昨日も散々言ったけれど、私は嘘が嫌い。たとえ正義のためであろうと、人を騙す行いを許すことはできない。
You see now? That's why I didn't think that we told her. Because I couldn't see her going along with it. She bent her own rules.
あなたはバルハラソサエティの正義を裏切った。それは覆しようのない事実。
You made that up.
適当に痛めつけてくれって頼みだったが。
My ass still hurts.
適当で終わるはずがない。止めてもらえてよかったわね。
How severe are we talking here? She's starting to scare me.
もっとも、あの場で本気で罰を下すつもりだったわけでもないけれど。
Okay. Now wait a minute. So are you telling me we're going to get through this whole thing? We're going to have a nice little romance with Haruka senpai. We're going to foil Rig Veda, and then we're just going to get completely shut down by Yuki? Is that where this is going?
やっぱあの呪文ってわざとか？時間稼ぎっていうか、わざと止めさせようとしていたんだよな。
No, I have to do that part.
何の話？
違うと。わかった。なるほど。
Never mind what I said. Does that mean she actually needs that stupidly long chant? To activate her powers? Nah, there's no way. That's gotta be part of her Chuny act.
まだ罰を下していないのは情状酌量の余地があるから。あなたの気持ちも理解はできる。どんな手を使っても石化事件の犯人を捕まえると。けれどバルハラソサエティの正義が揺るぐことはあってはならない。いずれ相応の罰を受けてもらう。
But can you give me a hint?
ちなみにどんな罰になるんでしょうか？
Thank you.
そうね。
Oh no. I haven't decided yet.
メンバー全員にパフェでもおごってもらおうかしら。
Oh, well, great. As long as it's not the fruit parfaits.
そんなのでいいの？
お望みなら存分に痛めつけるけれど。
Nah, parfaits are good.
パフェでお願いします。
Everybody loves parfaits.
ええ。本当は助けに行くつもりはなかったの。嘘に加担したくないから。けれど九条さんとそれから空からも連絡が来た。あなたを頼むと。二人に心配をかけていること、夢忘れないことね。
Yeah, that's pretty par for the course, actually.
わかった。
それと心までリグベーダの闇に染まってしまったその時は。
大丈夫だ。そうはならない。だがそんなもしもがあったら容赦しないでくれ。
You don't understand, she's going to banish you to the shadow dimension. Or the shadow realm, that's what it was.
ええ。それともう一つ。
あ
極大魔法の詠唱ずっとしたかったの。 その機会を与えてくれたこと、感謝しているわ。
You're welcome.
はい。
I knew it. You really don't need that long-ass chant to activate your powers.
せいぜいボロは出さないように。次は助けてあげられないから。
分かってる。慎重にやる。
ええ。
That was a fun conversation. With that, she hangs up on me. Yuki's too principled to fully endorse my methods, but it looks like she's willing to cooperate for at least a little. Now I just have to make sure I do things right. One way or another, I need to get proof of my claims.
すみません。お待たせしました。
いえ、やっぱりグホ女学院の人も仕込みだったんですね。
Oh, cool. So you were fooled too. I feel better now.
すみません。事前に話しておかなくて。
いえ、知っていたら不自然な反応しちゃったかもしれないし、それに新見さんの目を見て分かりました。余計なことしちゃいけないんだなって。
ありがとうございます。察してくれて。
いえ、そんな、
Blushing, Senpai looks away.
もし計画のうちなら台無しにしちゃいけないと思って。
And then I saw her starting to twist your arms behind your back with her powers, and I thought, well, I guess this is part of the plan, so I'll just play along with it.
あの時そう判断したのはもう一人の私なんですけど、きっと何か考えがあるはずだから信じようって。
ありがとうございます。信じてくれて。
いえ、そんな、
まあ、考えって言っても綱渡りでしたけどね。あんまり頭良くないんで、あれが限界でした。
I mean, it was a pretty good plan.
うまくいったので、あれで良かったんだと思います。
So about all the commentary with those compliments I was layering on, I know your other self seemed pretty on board with it, but what are your feelings on the matter?
ありがとうございます。食べましょうか。
はい。
いただきます。
Sorry. I pick up my lukewarm hamburger and take a bite. Mediocrity. Mediocrity. We both eat in silence. There's still a mountain of things I want to ask regarding Rig Veda, but I think we've discussed them enough for one day. I wonder what else we can talk about. Come to think of it, I know next to nothing about Senpai. What kinds of foods does she like? What hobbies does she have? Those feel like such template icebreaker questions to ask, though. Dang it, I can't think of anything good to say. I'm too tired for this shit. That's relatable. How about them dolphins?
いや、そうだ。思いつきでおごるとか言っちゃいましたけど、大丈夫でした。
She's just staring at the burger. I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm actually a vegetarian. Oh!
大丈夫？ハンバーガーは好きです。
いや、そうじゃなくて、夕飯家帰ったらあるよなって、今更ですけど。
大丈夫です。お母さんにはもう連絡してありますし。
Oh, cool.
そっか、よかった。先輩断るの苦手そうだからちょっと気になって。無理なことは無理って言ってくださいね。この状況、もう一人の先輩なら余裕そうですけど、今の先輩にはちょっと辛いのかなって。
That's very considerate of you.
大丈夫です。本当に今緊張はしてますけど、男の子は苦手なんですけど、新見さんはとても優しい方なので。
And she hasn't had a single coughing fit. We're doing really well.
優しい。いや、
I hate to break it to you, but I'm really not.
潜入しようって決めたの。私に危ないことさせないようにって。
ああ、そうですね。裏切ったら先輩も狙われるでしょうし。
私、
You can do it. Oh, you can't do it.
嬉しかったです。
お
心配してもらえて。
いや、石化事件の犯人を探したいっていうのはこっちの都合ですから、先輩を巻き込むわけには。いや、もう巻き込みまくってんな。
Well, it's the thought that counts, I guess.
いえ、すごく配慮してくださってますし、妹さんのことも他の方のことも心配しているんだなって伝わってきて。
Oh, you have no idea. You should have seen the past 2 episodes.
新見さんのこと怖くないです。大丈夫です。
I don't think you're scary.
そう言ってもらえると安心します。なんか
その今も緊張してるけど、ちょっと楽しくて。お友達と一緒にご飯食べたことなくて、あとその男の子の部屋にも来たことなくて。
You're doing really well. The last time you were in this situation in... Was it episode 1 or episode 2? I don't remember, but you were stuttering a lot more.
初めてばっかりで妄想がはかど。今の違います。すみません。
I've said too much.
とにかくはい、新見さんは優しい方なので、はい、大丈夫です。
先輩こそ
はい、
優しいですね。
Aw.
いえ、そんな。
くそ、恋人のフリッカ。
It's the perfect plan. Was that a weird segue? Sorry.
俺不利なんかじゃ満足できなくなっちまうかも。
I'm sorry, what? That face.
先輩、
Wait, is she just imagining this?
門限とかありますか？
門限、いえ、
今日泊まっていきませんか？
Wow, this is escalating quickly.
俺もっと先輩と一緒にいたいです。
一緒。いえ、泊まりましゅ。
Will you really stay? Wait. Did that actually happen, or... Oh, I guess it did. Alright. So, how was the bath? Was it good?
お風呂ありがとうございました。
Wait a minute. You had night clothes here?
ごめん先輩、着替えそんなのしかなくて。
Oh, okay.
いえ、大丈夫です。はい。
Yeah, it's great. They fit you perfectly. Isn't that weird?
じゃあ先輩、
はい。
もう遅いし寝ようか。
はい。
俺寝袋で寝るから。
Okay. Alright.
先輩はベッドに。大丈夫、慣れてるから。
For some reason, it feels so natural to me, and I can't figure out why.
いえ、なんでもないです。
明かり消すよ。
はい。
おやすみ先輩。
おやすみなさい。
Could you calm down a little bit? It's going to be really hard to sleep with that sound.
先輩、
はい。
Wait. Really? What?
ごめん、先輩。俺も我慢できない。
Alright, we're just going into this guns a-blazing, I guess.
そんな切なそうな顔されたら、俺、先輩が悪いんだ。
It's all your fault I can't control myself.
ごめんなさい。
そうやってすぐ謝るから、いじめたくなる。
Alright.
先輩。いや、はるか。はるかはもう、俺のもんだ。
へへへ。
もう俺以外に、謝ったりするんじゃねえぞ。
Okay, that's a weird way to turn this, but sure.
はるか。はるか。目、閉じて。
I can't see anything anyway. It's too dark.
やっぱり
Ah, she hit me with a pillow. I feel a light impact on my chest. In an instant, the fog that I had clouded my brain clears up, and a wave of shame washes over me. Oh, I wonder if it was her ability and she didn't even realize it. That would make sense. What the hell was I doing? Ah.
すみません。なんか俺、あれなんか俺おかしなこと。
I didn't even think about that, but that, yeah. With her ability, that makes perfect sense.
違うんです、違うんです。私のせいなんです。私の力のせいなんです。
力。あ、
So that's what happened.
すみません。俺先輩に魅了されて。
違うんです、違うんです。魅了なんかじゃないんです。
Okay, then can you explain it? Because we had this wrong perception the entire time.
魅了じゃない。
Then why was I acting like I was starring in a cheesy porno? The only other thing I can think of is... Well, I was definitely glancing over at Senpai's boobs a lot. So maybe the reason I got so aggressive was...
もしかして先輩の能力って他人の欲望を増幅するとかそんな感じだったりします？
Ooh.
違います。新見さんじゃないです。
Alright, well, I'm totally lost then.
俺のじゃない。
私のです。
Oh, it uses your fantasies. Oh, that's really funny.
私の。
私の欲望なんです。
Oh, that's really awkward.
他人じゃないです。私の欲望を現実にしちゃう力なんです。
Oh no. That makes the entourage of men that follows her around like zombies. Oh god, she's basically Tina Belcher.
ってことは。
全部私の妄想です。新見さんがおかしくなったのは私の妄想のせいなんです。
Ooh.
妄想。
That's awkward.
ごめんなさい。本当にごめんなさい。
Senpai covers her beet red face with her hands. She's talking way faster than usual. She's talking faster than I've ever heard her talk before. Hang on. If this happened because of Senpai's fantasies, does that mean she wanted me to do something like that to her? Senpai? Is this your fetish? Is this really your fetish, Senpai?
ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい。
Yes. Senpai starts squirming uncomfortably. It's like she reads my mind, even though it's probably not the actual reason she's being so apologetic. She looks really hot, rolling around in my bed with her shirt half unbuttoned. Wait, this isn't the time to be staring.
先輩、落ち着いてください。
落ち着けないです。
Look, if you get worked up, I'm gonna get worked up because of your powers.
いや、まあそうですよね。でも俺どきます。すみません。
We've been on her the whole time. I finally remember that I'm still straddling her and hurriedly get off the bed. I also pull the covers over Senpai so I don't get tempted. While I'm at it, I turn the lights back on, too. Damn, I didn't notice before, but I'm covered in sweat. Oh, thank God I stopped when I did. No, really, I'm glad Senpai stopped me. That's the story I'm telling myself. At least this early. I mean it. I'm not secretly wishing she kept controlling me until we went all the way or anything. No. Who am I even trying to make excuses for here?
本当にごめんなさい。
I must appease the fourth wall. Senpai pokes her head out of the covers, but she doesn't meet my gaze. In fact, she's doing her best to look anywhere but my direction. Spot on the ceiling, spot on the wall, spot on the floor, spot outside.
まだ力がうまく使えないせいで、その妄想が垂れ流しにごめんなさい。
Ooh, it's a good thing she's not a megalomaniac.
妄想が現実になってしまう。
はい。
それってつまり考えたことが現実になるってことですか？
そうです。はい。
すごい力じゃないですか。
It really is.
でもろくなことに使えてないので妄想ばっかりで。
I mean, I guess if you could control somebody else to manifest your fantasies, you could find a practical application with some trial and error.
朝野も先輩の妄想ってことですか？
I've always wanted to have my own reverse harem.
違うんです。
Liar! Senpai shoots out of bed, and this time she meets my gaze.
本当にあれは違うんです。
That's my other personality's fantasy.
いや、俺もなんかすみません。デリカシーのない言い方を。
そうじゃないんです。あれは確かに思いました。思っちゃいました。力に目覚めた時、この力があれば漫画みたいにモテたりできるのかなって。
But I wasn't specific enough.
でもちょっと思っただけなんです。本当にそうなりたかったわけじゃないんです。それなのに力がうまく使えないせいで勝手にあんな状況になっちゃったり。
So, what about the other personality, though? Is that, like, a coping mechanism, or...?
それともう一人の私がそうしたいって勘違いしてて勝手に力を使ったり。
Okay, so other self was independent of the artifact.
つまり違うんです。確かに私妄想癖があって性欲も強いですが。
You see, I fantasized so much that it actually caused a personality split, and that's where the other personality came from. Watch that be the case.
性欲。
Imagination.
性欲も人一倍強いですが。
Oh boy, that's how I got through middle school.
先輩大丈夫です。そこ強調しなくて大丈夫です。
たくさんの男子に好かれたいわけじゃないんです。誰でもいいわけでもないんです。それだけは誤解しないでほしいんです。私はたった一人の王子様と。
I didn't mean to say that.
王子様。
I'm just gonna go crawl under a rock now. Senpai covers her face and flops back down onto the bed. She's lying so still that I'm getting a little worried. This girl sure gets flustered easily. Honestly, I want to ask her more about the specifics of her power, but it's probably best to save that information for tomorrow. The mood's gotten really awkward now. Plus, I'm feeling embarrassed too.
俺泊まっていってくれなんて言っちゃいましたけど。
but maybe it would be best if we went our separate ways for tonight. I glance over at the clock. It's a little past 7 p.m. Wait, 7 p.m.? Why the hell did I suggest we go to bed at this freaking early? Wait, no, that was probably Senpai's power at work. Her delusions made me do that. That's what I'm telling myself. Now that I think about it, Senpai's thoughts are probably a mess right now, huh? She's probably wishing she could crawl into a hole and die. That's more or less what I was thinking.
先輩、今日はもう帰りますよね。
Show me the way to go home.
先輩？
泊まってもいいですか？
Oh.
ダメですか？
I mean...
いや、むしろ先輩がいいんですか？
お母さんに友達の家に泊まるって言っちゃったんです。
Oh, so you're committed at this point.
はい。
私、友達がいないので、
Aw.
お母さんとても喜んでて、今さら帰れないです。
なるほど。
泊まってもいいですか？
そういうことなら、どうぞ。
I mean, you'd have to be a monster to say no to that.
ありがとうございます。
ならせめて着替えましょう。ありますし、他にもちゃんとした服ありますし、スウェットとかジャージとか。
Or I have this lovely potato sack.
このままでもいいですか？
Well, I guess.
男の子の部屋でこういう服着るの憧れだったんです。二度とこんな機会ないかもしれないので。
It could have been worse. You could have given her an oversized t-shirt.
なるほど。なるほど。
Do you?
いいですか？
はい。どうぞ。
Is this what I want? Is this what she wants? I'm so confused now.
ありがとうございます。すみません。力を使いすぎたのか、すごく眠くて。
So even though it's 7 p.m., I'm going to go ahead and pass out, but you can sit there on the floor questioning what exactly happened for the next several hours.
はい。おやすみなさい。
おやすみなさい。
And she's out. All right.
一瞬で寝たな。
Yeah, she's not possibly at risk for overusing her powers by accident and having them completely overtake her. Feel like that might be what happens. I get up and pull the covers over Senpai again, then head to the kitchen. If I stay in the same room as her, it'll be hard to control my urges. So I crawled off to sleep in the bath. I grab a water bottle out of the fridge and take a few gulps. Alright, let's process what we learned today. Senpai's power lets her turn her fantasies... Actually, for the sake of her dignity, let's rephrase that. Senpai's power lets her manifest her thoughts into reality. Charming people is just one facet of this power, or rather, it's the means by which she's been making her ideas influence the real world. Which means that in order to materialize her thoughts, her artifact can probably exhibit a number of different powers. Is that secondary personality of hers something that she created with her powers? Or has it always been there? That's what I'm trying to figure out. It kind of sounds like it's always been there. It's too soon to tell, but even taking into account the fact that she can't control it that well, Senpai's ability is insanely strong. Anything she imagines will become reality. Her power can control other people to create that reality for her. That's basically invincible. All Senpai has to do is wish for it, and the Evil Eye's user will... wish for it. Senpai wished for that development back there. She wanted to be assaulted by me. If she hadn't woken up from her delusions, we would probably have gone all the way.
いやいやいや。
I shake my head, chasing impure thoughts from my brain. At any rate, thank God we brought Senpai over to our side. If she ended up being our enemy, we'd be screwed. All she'd have to do is manipulate us with her imagination and... She said she wouldn't want to do it with just anyone. That she wanted her knight in shining armor. But in her fantasy, she was willing to do it with me. So, does that mean she sees me as her knight in shining armor? I don't think I've done anything particularly impressive to earn her trust, but... Wait, hang on. Am I interpreting this correctly? Does Senpai like me? Well, she did say she wanted to stay over at my place. There's no way that she'd say that if she didn't like me at least a little. I'm having a hard time organizing my thoughts because I keep getting distracted like this. Though I'm amazed Senpai can just fall asleep in a boys' room like this, she even said she preferred keeping my shirt on instead of changing into something more modest. Despite how shy she is, she's more bold than she looks. To be honest, I'm having a hard time getting a handle on her personality. Both of them. I can still remember how soft her boobs felt. Oh, so something happened that we probably would have seen if we had the patch. If I close my eyes, that sensation comes back to me. I do my best to imprint that memory onto my brain forever. I'll worry about stuff like Senpai's power and our next course of action later. Right now, I need to focus on crystallizing that soft, squishy sensation so I never forget it. I absolutely can't forget it. Never ever. Nope. Rest of my life. At least in this branch. No, actually, it's going to be so strong it's going to carry over to the next branch. It's going to be in every subsequent branch and into the new episode as well. That's how crystallized it's going to be. Morning's here. I haven't slept. Not even a wink. That's hardly surprising, considering a girl was sleeping in my bed all last night. Goldilocks. And on top of that, I touched said girl's body right before she went to sleep. There was no way I'd be able to get a good night's rest. I was so antsy that my eyes stayed wide open the whole night. I really need some clear eyes. It didn't help that I remembered more of what happened while I was being controlled. Specifically, I recalled a certain conversation.
着替え持ってきていないので、下着だけでも洗ってもいいでしょうか?
Oh, we didn't see that part the first time around. I told her to go ahead and mentioned that Sora always hangs her underwear up to dry in the bathroom too. After she'd taken a shower, she washed her underwear by hand. When I'd gone to the bathroom later, I'd seen her bra and panties hanging up to dry. Which meant that right now, Senpai wasn't wearing anything underneath my shirt. Oh, this is too much stimulation for my poor virgin brain. I know if I stayed in the same room as Senpai, I would have made a move on her for sure. I wouldn't have had the courage to go all the way, but I would have definitely pulled the covers back and stared at her boobs. Maybe even copped a feel, but that would make me a predator. Which is exactly why I'd spent the whole night in the kitchen. Okay, so we didn't go full Norwegian wood on it, which is good because then we would have had burned down our own apartment, and that would have been unfortunate. Occasionally, I'd gone to the bathroom to stare at Senpai's underwear. That's not creepy at all. I told myself dumb excuses like I was just checking to make sure it was drying properly. But I know the truth. I'm a pervert. I don't deserve to be around Kujo and the others. Hell, I don't deserve to be part of the Valhalla Society. Maybe I should have actually left after all. Wait, no. What am I thinking? Man, the lack of sleep is really getting to me. The exhaustion's starting to hit me now, too. There's no way I'm going to be able to stay awake through my classes. Maybe I should call in sick. I hear some faint noises through the door. Senpai must have woken up. There's still a bit of time before school starts. If she's up, maybe I can reclaim my bed and get a little sleep. On second thought, that might not be such a good idea. Senpai slept in that bed. I'll probably try to sniff the sheets or something stupid and wind up too horny to sleep. let's forget about all of that. Just see how she's doing. Now that she's awake, there are a few things I want to ask her. When I open the doors, Senpai looks simultaneously flustered and relieved to see me. Her expression's a sight to behold.
おはようございます。
I am a zombie, and not the usual kind that you hang out around.
おはようございます。いなかったので、どこか出かけてるのかと。
Out of my mind.
ああ、いや、隣の部屋にいました。
隣の。ごめんなさい。私、床で寝るべきでした。ベッド使っちゃって。
いやいや、大丈夫です。
その。
Senpai looks away, her face red. She's probably thinking back to the things she said yesterday. After a dozen or so seconds of silence, Senpai suddenly looks up at me.
涼しく、本当に寝ちゃってごめんなさい。
ああ、まだ時間ありますし、一旦帰った方がいいですね。授業の準備とかもありますし。
Am I tired? Am I disappointed? Is it both?
はい。ご迷惑をおかけして。
It's both.
いやいや、ちょっと待ってください。もう出てると思いますけど、始発の時間調べます。
始発？
はい、始発。もう朝ですよ。
Oh no! Senpai finally notices the light filtering in through the curtains, and her face reddens again.
寝てたの2、3時間くらいだと。
Define a few.
がっつり10時間は寝てますね。
That's more than a few.
ごめんなさい。
いやいや、ほんと気にしないでください。腹減ってないですか？
いえ、あまり。
Betrayed by my own stomach. Right as she's about to deny it, her stomach growls and tears. Whoa. No, not tears. That would be really horrifying. Right as she's about to deny it, her stomach growls and tears form in the corner of Senpai's eyes.
私、こんなのばっかり。
Curse my need to sleep and eat.
なんか持ってきます。って言ってもゼリー飲料くらいしかないですけど、10秒チャージの。
じゃあ、いいですか？いただいても。
Jelly drinks. Are they a drink or a food? We don't know.
OK っす。持ってきますね。ああ、お菓子もなんかあったっけな。
I return to the kitchen and start hunting through my refrigerator. I tried my best to act natural, so I hope Senpai hasn't noticed what a bundle of nerves I am. The whole time we were talking, I kept awkwardly looking away. And the only thing I could think about was the fact that Senpai is currently going commando. No matter how hard I tried to stay focused on the conversation at hand, my mind kept going back to that one thing. I don't know, I thought it was a pretty natural sounding conversation. Turns out drowsy and horny make for a terrible combination. Yep. Sighing, I pull a jelly pack and a bar of chocolate I don't remember buying out of the fridge. Suspicious chocolate. What could go wrong? The next time Sora comes over, she's gonna be really mad that chocolate is gone. The chocolate's probably Sora's, but who cares? Right now, we need fuel.
持ってきました。
ありがとうございます。
I take a seat in front of the table, and Senpai slides off the bed to sit across from me. The way she's moving, it's like she doesn't care what parts of her I see. Have you forgotten you're not wearing any underwear? Probably. How can you be this oblivious?
ありがとうございます。
ああ、はい。どうぞ。
Senpai starts sipping on the jelly drink while I open the chocolate bar's wrapper and plop a piece into my mouth. My heart's beating out of my chest. If Senpai changed back into her uniform, I'd probably be able to think straight, but I can't just ask her to. That's way too awkward. Also, even though this is extremely bad for my heart, I want to keep staring. I want to get another peek. Yeah, the lack of sleep has completely short-circuited my brain. I think I'll call in sick after all.
はい。
Except for this is the part where she asks us to walk her to school and then we can't sleep in. I do my best to reply as calmly as possible. If I'm not careful, my true thoughts will start showing on my face, or I might just let them slip out.
昨日は本当にごめんなさい。
力がうまく使えないんですよね。
そうなんです。勝手に発動しちゃって、昨日も私の妄想が。
We don't need to talk about that right now.
なんかその件については、俺も大変申し訳なく。
Alright.
新見さんは私といたしましては非常に貴重な経験を。
Okay, about what? Senpai makes a weird noise and falls silent.
どうしました？
私失言が多いと言いますか、言わなくていいことばっかり言っちゃったり、
I hadn't noticed.
昨日も性欲が強いとか、だからそれ言わなくていい。
No, but it's fun. At least you're self-aware. Senpai heaves a long sigh, annoyed by her own carelessness.
友達が少ないから。いえ、見栄を張りました。友達が全くいないから、私コミュ力がものすごく低くて。
She tries to talk to people at school and she just comes off like Mr. Krabs trying to talk to Mrs. Puff.
会話の組み立てがうまくできないんです。思いついたことをすぐ口に出すか、逆に喋れなくなっちゃうか。
I'm the same way.
イライラさせちゃってごめんなさい。
いえ、全然イライラなんかしてませんよ、全く。
本当ですか？
はい。うちの妹とかクソうざくて話すたびにイライラしますけど、先輩は静かなトーンで話してくれるので、全く全然。
What, you mean the sound of Sora's yelling isn't soothing? Senpai fidgets awkwardly. I've noticed that she has this habit of wringing her hands whenever she's anxious. Those aren't her hands. Each time she does that, her arms press against her boobs, emphasizing her cleavage. Alright. Senpai, I know you think I'm a harmless nice guy, but you're wrong. I've been ogling your boobs this whole time.
私。
What?
はい。
Alright, that was a little too on the nose. Either Senpai hasn't noticed I've been checking her out throughout our conversation, or she doesn't care, since she's not bringing attention to it in any way.
男の人苦手で、新見さんにも最初は苦手意識があって、でも優しい人って分かって、だからこそ昨日のことを、妄想を暴走させちゃったこと、本当に恥ずかしくてやらかしちゃったって、いっそ死にたくて。
But I was also kind of on board. Wait, what?
でも新見さんは私に怒らなくて、ごめんなさい、考えがまとまらなくて。とにかく私の一番ダメな部分を見られちゃって、逆に吹っ切れたというか。
Great, this is how we win her over.
新見さんとなら私普通に話せそうです。ありがとうございます。
This is the beginning of a beautiful and awkward friendship.
はい。こちらこそありがとうございます。
Senpai gives me a cheerful smile. I've never seen her make a face like this before. So why exactly is she thanking me? She said she doesn't have to worry around me, but I'm not quite sure what she means by that. But hey, if she's feeling better, that's all that matters. At any rate, it looks like I've managed to earn her trust. Though if she keeps smiling innocently at me like this, I feel like I'll end up doing something to betray her trust real quick. I should probably change the topic before I lose my self-control.
先輩の能力について詳しく聞いてもいいですか？
はい。何でも聞いてください。
Oh, are we going to ask about the personality? Because that's really what I want to know.
考えたことは何でも現実になるんですか？
まだ私も完全に理解できていないんですが、不可能なことじゃなければ多分。
不可能なことじゃなければ。
So, technically, that means you should be able to turn lead into gold. Because that is physically possible. It just requires a whole lot of energy.
はい。あと、私が現実化できるのは結果なんだと思います。結果に至る過程を細かくは制御できないと思います。多分。
That's a lot of uncertainty.
結果を現実化する能力。言い換えると、望んだ未来を手に入れる力って感じなんでしょうか。
It turns out that the blue suggestion boxes that we've been seeing this whole time aren't actually related to Kakeru's thoughts or past selves at all. It's entirely based off of the future that she wants.
そうかもしれません。最初に私は少女漫画や乙女ゲームのヒロインみたいになりたいなって思って。
Actually, that would be a pretty good twist.
その結果、たくさんの男子に言い寄られるようになったと。
はい。ちょっとすみません。
Senpai gets to her feet and starts rifling through the pockets on her uniform.
あれ、こっち。
She takes out a necklace? Ah, that must be her artifact.
すみません、話の途中で。
アーティファクトですか？
Ooh, that's pretty.
はい。フェスの日だったのでよく覚えてます。フェスからその日からです。この力に振り回されちゃって。
Hmm.
昨日も初めて男の子の部屋に来て興奮しちゃっていろいろ妄想しちゃって。今の言わなくてよかった。
No, we were there. We know what happened. Mostly.
大丈夫です。聞かなかったことにします。
すみません。それではい、そんな感じでこのアーティファクトが私のところに来てから妄想した未来が現実に。
なるほど。その結果、その未来を実現するように周囲が行動すると。
Hmm.
はい。ある意味では魅了なのかもしれません。でも私が誰かに嫌われたいって思ったらそれも現実になるので。
You could make your own arch nemesis.
精神操作。いや、運命操作って表現の方がしっくりくるな。他人の運命すらも操作して望んだ未来を実現する力。
Wow, that is wild.
運命操作かっこいい。
大げさな言葉ですけど、名前負けしてませんよね。めちゃくちゃ強力な力だ。
はい、私もそう思います。だから少し怖くて、誰かを私の妄想に無意識に巻き込んでしまって。
制御できないのがネックですね。
Yeah, that's not the kind of power you want going off willy-nilly.
もう一人の私はうまく使えているみたいなんですけど。
Interesting.
そうだ、それも聞きたかったんです。いや、聞いていいのかな。もう一人の先輩っていうのはアーティファクト関係ですよね。
はい、そうです。
Oh. Senpai suddenly realizes why I was so hesitant to ask, and she gets a little flustered.
確かに私なりきり掲示板に出入りしてますけど、あれはそういうのじゃなくてちゃんと、はい、力です。なりきりとかじゃないです。
Okay, I wonder if it's a situation where she had this desire or fantasy of being a strong-willed, independent person who doesn't have the same kind of social anxiety and hang-ups, and so the artifact manifested that alternate personality for her. That would make sense.
ああ、そっちで受け取ったのか。何でしたっけ？多重人格？乖離性なんとかとか。
Yep.
病気でもないです。はい。
すみません。変な勘繰りしちゃって。
I mean, it's a thing.
いえいえ、 自分でも完全に頭おかしい人だと思うので、すみません。
全然関係ないですけど。
はい。
先輩、慌てると早口になりますね。
That's true.
すみません。
ああ、いえ、悪い意味じゃなくて、本当に俺に慣れてきてくれたんだなぁと。
Yay.
興奮した時も早口になっちゃってオタクっぽくて恥ずかしいです。
Considering the fact that you are on a role-playing forum on a regular basis, yeah. But hey, at least you're not at uni.
いやいや、全然普通ですよ。っていうか、そうだ、口調も普通でいいですよ。敬語とかなしで。
急には切り替えられないので、慣れてきたらお願いします。
Oh, sure. This is only part, what, 3? So take your time.
そういえば、もう一人の先輩の方も口調丁寧ですよね。実はあっちが素だったりします？
違います。こっちが素です。彼女はちょっとキャラ付けを間違えたと言いますか。
キャラ付け？
ご存知の通り、私には妄想癖があって、アガスティアの葉のなりきり掲示板にも出入りしてまして。
The Leaves of Agostia. It's a fan site for the Mobius Ring Cycle of Reincarnation anime, and Takamine is the one who runs it. It's a role-playing heavy website where all the users pretend they exist within the anime's world. When we learned about it, we started investigating the forums in hopes of finding a few real artifact users on the site, which was how we initially got our lead on Kosaka Senpai. On the site, Senpai goes by the username Queen of Eden.
オリキャラ、自分で作ったキャラが何人かいるんです。エデンの女王もその一人で、通学の時毎朝挨拶してくれる男の子がいるんです。その人もちょっと圧が強くて、私怖くて堂々としたいって思ったんです。でもとっさというか余裕がない状況で思い浮かんだのがエデンの女王で、
And boom, Empress was born.
気づいたら彼女が私の中に生まれていました。エデンの女王という妄想が現実になったんです。
ああ、そういうことか。先輩の力を他人じゃなくて自分に向けて自分自身を操ってる状態ってことですよね。
Wow.
はい、そういうことだと思います。でも操っているというか、彼女は自立というか私には制御できなくて。
I wonder how that is. I wonder if that means the other personality takes over and then her personality, her normal personality, just kind of is aware of what's happening but isn't in control? Like, is she just a prisoner in her own mind? Or... Ooh, I don't know. Or is it like with one of those disorders where she isn't even aware? It seems like she has some awareness, so that would make it different.
完全に一つの人格として先輩の意思に関係なく行動していると。
です。はい。テンパるとつい変わっちゃうんですが、彼女は好きに力を使うので。
Empress, take the wheel.
それで朝のあの光景ですか。
はい。そういうキャラなので仕方ないのですが、男の子に対してとても偉そうで、心の中でごめんなさいごめんなさいっていつも謝ってます。
I'm sure at least some of them are into it.
でもいい子なんです。力を使うのも私の願望を叶えたいって気持ちもあって、でもちょっと勘違いというか思い込みの強いところがあって、人のためって思い込んで逆に傷つけちゃうこともあるみたいな未熟な女王様って設定なんです。たまにトラブルは起こしちゃうけどでも周囲に慕われて。
Her facial expressions, I love it. Blushing, Senpai suddenly cuts herself off.
すみません。いきなりスイッチ入っちゃって。こういうところがオタクっぽいですよね。すみません。
謝らなくていいですよ。俺好きですし。
Me too.
人の話聞くの。
ですよね。はい。ごめんなさい、私。本当にコミュ力低くて。お家以外でこんなに話したの久しぶりです。
うちでは結構話すんですか？
結構ではないんですけど。
Huh, okay, she did hit her limit.
大丈夫ですか？
話しすぎてちょっと喉が。
Get the lady some water.
弱っ。
すみません。この通りあまり話さないです。
いや、すみません。つい突っ込んじゃって。どうしました？
こういう会話いつも頭の中でしてたので、なんだか楽しくて、人と話してるんだなって。
Even if it makes me really parched.
ごめんなさい。私本当に気持ち悪いですね。ごめんなさい。
お互い謝るのやめましょうか。俺もあまり遠慮しないようにします。
はい。努力します。
まだ聞きたいことはあるんですけど、とりあえず今は朝飯食いましょうか。手止まっちゃってますし。
Get this delicious breakfast of a bar of chocolate and a jelly drink.
はい。いただきます。
がっつり食べたいならコンビニでも行きますか？
There we go.
いえ、これだけで十分です。
俺もです。
料理とかできたらいいんですけど、私全然できなくて。
Oh no, I just admitted something I didn't want to.
なんです？
私ずっとこのシャツ。
Oh, okay. I was wondering when she was going to check in on that.
今ですか。今恥ずかしくなりましたか。
払ってお返しします。
No, 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 you don't need to.
いえいえ、いいです。
でも
いいですから気にしないで。
No, please don't.
はい、わかりました。ありがとうございます。
Senpai bows her head. She's probably thinking I don't want her to go through all that trouble or something. But she's wrong. Absolutely wrong. I just think it would be a waste to wash a shirt that's been in contact with a girl's supple bare skin. I knew it, and that's very creepy, sir. I don't care if you call me perverted. There's no saving me now, so I may as well double down. Okay, I guess after yesterday's performance, we shouldn't be shocked. When I get home today, I'm going to dive straight into my bed. And then I'm gonna hug the shirt Senpai was wearing and take a deep whiff of her scent on my pillow. Okay. I won't let anyone take this joy away from me. However...
洗うのはほんと必要ないんですが。
はい。
割と刺激が強いので着替えた方がいいかもですね。
That's why I've been sitting behind the table like I have.
かもですか。
はい。
Why do you look so disappointed? Man, I really don't get Senpai.
いや、抵抗ないならどうぞ。
はい。ありがとうございます。こんな経験もうできないと思うので、後学のために。
Twist my arm, why don't you? Come in handy for what? I decide not to say that out loud. Probably smart. I'm sure Senpai has her reasons. Just like I have my reasons for not wanting her to wash that shirt. Considering how many dirty thoughts are running through my head, it wouldn't be that surprising if Senpai was thinking something similar.
なんか先輩結構愉快な人ですね。
そうですか？
はい。気が合いそうな気がします。
初めて言われました。ありがとうございます。
これからよろしくお願いします。
はい。 くお願いします。
We bowed to each other a few times, then returned to our breakfast for real. That long conversation was just what we needed. Thanks to her current appearance, I'm still a little tense around Senpai, but there's no doubt that I'm more comfortable than I was before. I'm also almost certain she's not secretly trying to trick me or anything now. And to top it off, I've learned a lot about her power. Though she has some trouble controlling it, if we use it correctly, we should have no problem finding evidence regarding the identity of the Evil Eye's user. When I first came up with the plan of infiltrating Rig Veda, I was worried that it'd backfire on me immediately. But now I've got an idea of how to make it all work. As long as I work together with Senpai, we can do this. Alright, I think that's a good place to stop this episode, because in typical fashion, we got really important story information about Haruka's powers when Siren Prince wasn't here. I don't know why this always happens, but it does. That's just how this goes. But it was a really good episode. I really like Haruka. Her personality, it's all over the place, but it's fun in a way that I really wasn't expecting. Like, she's got this kindness and warmth to her, but the fact that she's constantly putting her foot in her mouth and saying things that she really doesn't mean to, comedy gold. Love that. And then getting to, of course, hear the details. Her power is insane. With as crazy powerful as Ghost is, I think her power is probably the most impressive so far. I have no idea what kind of stuff Yoichi might have up his sleeve, but Haruka's power is no joke. And if she can figure out how to properly control it, I mean, that's a heck of an ace to have up the sleeve. It's cool to actually get to know her. I feel like in the previous episodes, you get a little bit of it. You can tell she's really shy, and you get a lot of the uncertainty around the dual personalities. But this is really where you get to explore it. And I like her character even more after this. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think Sora's still my favorite just because of the way she and Kakeru interact with each other, but I'm liking this. It's a nice little change of pace from the last episode. Well, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you in the next one. Hopefully, Siren Prince will be back with me. For now, I am one half of the Bridge Boys, signing off.